All right, so mortgage rates skyrocketing. You're over 7.5% now on the Freddie Mac 30-year. Regional banks downgraded again today. Housing numbers, existing home sales down, down, down. Question is, what are we going to do about it? We don't have Mr. O'Leary? All right, he's good now, so let's just bring him in. I mean, he's going to tell us how to solve this problem. He's going to tell us how to make the non-rich rich. There is my favorite investor, Kevin O'Leary. So, Kevin, I'm very interested. I know the 10-year bond rate is way up, but it's the mortgage rate that could be a killer. I mean, these regional banks that got downgraded today, they own a lot of mortgage backs, don't they? And in general, it's going to damage housing, and I just wonder whether this doesn't spill over into commercial properties. What do you make of this, Kevin O'Leary? It just doesn't sound good, doesn't read good.
Hey, Larry, this was inevitable. We talked about it 6 weeks ago, and now you're just starting to see this chip start to fall. The layering is as follows. The regionals are not yet known. They don't know yet what their capital requirements are going to be. So their loan books have closed like a turtle in a shell. But at the same time, 40% of their balance sheets, majority of them, are in commercial real estate, as you suggested. Those turn in 24 to 36 months. They were financed at 5 to 6%. They will now be 8, 9, 10, 11%. Depending on the risk of the building. That's going to cause a real run again on these banks, because if you have a payroll account in a regional bank right now, Larry, you're quietly moving it to Citi or to JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley. You can't take the risk. So that run is going to continue. This gets worse before it gets better. And what's it doing to small business? Killing them right now.
Kevin, who's lending to small business right now? Are these small banks lending? Are these regional banks lending, or are these big banks lending?
Nobody's lending, Larry. If you're doing less than $500 million in sales, it's very difficult to go to the banking market. You're going to the shadow market now, primarily for things like factoring receivables. If you're a company that's selling to a big box retailer, you can get factored at about 17 to 18%. That means you can turn your receivable into cash and buy more inventory. Your car loan is now double digit if you're trying to get it from the shadow market. There's lots of lenders out there. It's just they're not called regional banks anymore. It's everything from hedge funds to family offices to private entities that are doing this. But this is causing some real chaos in a very short term. And so what I anticipate is going to happen here, while we still have full employment, which is remarkable, and you don't put any capital into the small business sector, which is 60% of the jobs in America, you're going to start to see some real chaos come September, October, November. This is an issue for Congress, Larry. It's very simple. They gave all their money to the S&P 500 in 2 acts. One, the CHIPS and Science Act, and the other, the Inflation Reduction Act. Not a dime for small business. $1 trillion for the big boys, nothing for the small guys. And the small guys, they run America. So it has to be rebalanced somewhere, Larry.
Kevin, let me just switch gears. China, all right? China is in trouble. The yuan is falling and falling. Chinese, as we all know, youth unemployment is over 20%. But the Chinese system's not working anymore. You know, Art Laffer was on last night. All those free market reforms from Deng Xiaoping have been thrown out the window. It's now a state-run economy, and it's more and more a tightly state-run economy, right? They're allocating credit every which way. What's going to happen here? China goes bad, does the rest of the world go bad, or what?
No, I think China becomes a little more dovish because they can't construct their way to prosperity anymore. The last 15 years in China, remember the growth rates were 7, 8, 9, 10%. Real growth rates today probably between 3 and 4 to the extent you can believe any of their numbers. But there is consumer demand emerging. And so you need growth besides just building roadways to nowhere, condos, office towers in every city there. That was a huge amount of employment, and they just have nothing more to build. And so I think these missions are signaling that they're going to open up their markets for more trade, because I think lots of people, including the Europeans, have started to look elsewhere. And China's starting to realize if we got to stay north of 4%, we need to be a little nicer to everybody around the world. That's my guess. They're not going to be as hawkish. And I think you'll see the tone die down on invading anywhere else in Asia. And they'll sit down and say, look, how can we work this out? Remember, Larry, we haven't dropped a single tariff on those Chinese guys yet. They're still getting their heads squeezed by the original Trump tariffs.
Yeah, but they deserve it. They deserve it because of their rhetoric and their actions, and they're playing ball with Russia, and they thwart us at every step, and they run balloons over our country for intelligence, and they subjugate Uyghurs, and they ended democracy in Hong Kong. That's a bad crowd, Dennis. You wouldn't be part of that crowd. You're a freedom-loving, whatever, Canadian, Irish. I know you have 5 or 6 different passports. But the point I make is the Chinese have brought this on themselves. You know, I say, well, never mind what I say. I just want to know,
Larry,
what is the stock market
going.
impact? What is the American stock market impact of a bad China? Real quick, 30 seconds.
Well, what happens there is it's bad for tech. If we keep squeezing out tech companies from selling to them, you're going to see some correction in PEs. I agree with you, Larry, but this is now the time to force them to the table and squeeze their heads and show them the stick and get a level playing field. I'd love to see that.
I wouldn't mind squeezing their heads. That's for darn sure. Dennis O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, we thank you very, very much.